I'm Danny Shollenberger, and this is Miguel Mendoza, and this is our documentary on drinking age.
Many people have different opinions on drinking age. Something is too high or too low or just right.
We believe that this is a serious problem because there have been many deaths from drinking and driving accidents. Our country must decide if the drinking age is too high, too low, or just right.
It would be a risk to lower the drinking age, but our country needs to trust that teens will be responsible enough with alcohol.
In many other countries, the drinking age is lower than 21, and we think it should be the same in the U.S.
The legal age for drinking was lowered to 18. I do think there would be more accidents because even now the drinking age is 21, but kids still drink and drive. And now they'll just feel like they can do it any way they want because it's legal.
Back, it's College Week on American Morning, and today we're taking a look at a serious issue on campuses, underage drinking. It doesn't just pertain to campuses, but it's a place where the controversy has been brewing lately because there are some lawmakers and there are some movements out there right now gaining ground on campuses and in some states to lower the legal drinking age to 18, saying they think it could actually help the problem of underage drinking and abuse of alcohol. Joining us now, the president of Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Glenn Birch. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
And also John McCarty. He's the head of Choose Responsibility. Good morning to you as well, John.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
And let me start with you. You want the legal drinking age lowered. You want it to be 18, which would make it easier, of course, for teenagers to get alcohol because if it was legal, they could buy it. How would that actually help curb the problems associated with underage drinking and drunk driving?
We need to keep in mind, first of all, that this is not really about drunk driving. Everyone is against drunk driving, and we've made enormous strides against drunk driving over the last several decades. But that has had very little to do with the drinking age. The only way to measure the effectiveness of a law that has been on the books for 23 years and that says if you're under 21, you may not legally drink is to ask ourselves, is that law working? Are young adults under the age of 21 drinking or are they not? And by that simple standard of measurement, the law has been an absolute failure. Furthermore, lives lost to alcohol in places other than on the highways are going up in the 18 to 24-year-old group. More than 1,000 lives a year are lost to alcohol off the highways by 18 to 24-year-olds, and we need to ask ourselves where that's happening and why.
All right, hold on. Let me get to 2 points. First of all, Glenn, he says that the issue of lowering the drinking age is not about drunk driving. Do you agree?
I disagree. It is about drunk driving. You know, the 21 law is a vital tool in our success to eliminate drunk driving. You must have strong laws, strong enforcement, there's new technology, and then there's the public support. The public supports the 21 law because it continues to save lives.
All right, you know, let me ask Mr. McCardle, you talk about some of the statistics, but MAD also, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, also cites statistics, as did the National Highway Safety Administration, saying that when the legal drinking age was 18, alcohol was a factor in 55% of all fatal crashes of young drivers, and that since then, the alcohol-related traffic fatality rate has actually dropped in half. Isn't that evidence that it's working?
The downward trend began in all age groups before the age was changed, and the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety reported as recently as yesterday that over the last 10 years that number has leveled off. And besides which, we need to talk about alcohol and its effects in all venues, not just on the highways. Lives lost to alcohol in dark rooms and behind closed doors, where the law has forced it, are no less precious.
All right, let me ask you about
works. When you suggest to your children that underage consumption is dangerous, that alcohol abuse can be deadly, and they learn by your example of proper consumption of adult beverages, you're going to have children who make the right choices.
Alcohol is far and away the top drug of abuse by America's teens. Children under the age of 21 drink 25% of the alcohol consumed in the United States.
Would be that it's almost, there's too much of it going on, obviously. I think that parents are a huge influence on it. They say that it's okay that kids drink as long as they're not driving anywhere else. And by the parents making it okay, it's starting at a younger and younger age. Education is one of the best ways. If the parents make it not okay for their kids to drink, if the parents make it not okay for their kids to have booze at the house or have a few drinks at home with their friends, then the kids aren't going to do it. The parents, obviously need to do a better job of being aware of what's going on the day-to-day. And then, suitable punishments, I guess that's up to the parents. I'm not a parent yet, but I think that I would for sure come down pretty hard on my kid if I knew that they were drinking. They drink as a social, gathering type of, they like to be around their friends. All their friends are doing it. They like to think that it's cool, and to fit in, unfortunately.
Where did you get the alcohol from?
I got it from a friend.
It's like the old days of prohibition. From the suburbs to college campuses to inner cities, kids find ways to get around the 21-year-old limit.
You're 15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to call your parents.
As John McCardle of Middlebury College puts it, it's so widespread, it's the norm.
This law has been an abysmal failure. It hasn't reduced or eliminated drinking. It has simply driven it underground, behind closed doors, into the most risky and least manageable of settings.
Like basements, fraternity houses, and locked dorm rooms, where kids go to hide from the law and from adults, including parents, who might teach them some moderation. McCardle says the law has created a dangerous culture of irresponsible and reckless behavior, unsupervised binge and extreme drinking. This is called 6 and 10, downing 6 cups of beer in 10 seconds. Kids try to perfect the art of getting drunk as fast as possible by playing drinking games and preloading, downing as much of the forbidden fruit as possible before going out in order to avoid getting caught drinking in public.
What have you been drinking? What have you been drinking? Hey.